Going to say good morning here to Sue. Hi, Sue.
Hi, how are you?
I am well.
Good. I'll start my discussion on pharmacy this morning this way. There's been a lot of talk of the past few days over rural-urban divide.
Yep.
And, you know, to me, Randy, it's not fictional, and it's not created by people. It's created by the actual circumstance. If you've got a 6% unemployment rate in one area and a 30% in many other areas, there is a divide.
Mm-hmm.
There's a divide in results. And also when you think about rural communities and Labrador as a whole peninsula, you ask yourself, where are the natural resources located in this province?
Mm-hmm.
And they are in rural communities and Labrador. Forestry, mining, fishery, energy. You know, and you look inside the overpass and where is the natural resource wealth? So when you get any sort of feelings or you're hearing from, be it Labradorians or someone living in a rural community, it's not anybody wanting to feel negative toward another group. It is a reality of life. If you're in an area that doesn't have internet, cannot have cell coverage, high-speed internet, don't have cell coverage, roads are a mess, the work, as I said, the unemployment is very high, you're going to feel a certain way. And there's only one way to correct it, and that's address the problems. This leads to pharmacy. Your VOCM reporter that was out yesterday at that event in Old Perlican did a very good job in speaking to the current MHA, Charlene Johnson. Charlene Johnson started to talk about rural pharmacy and brought in, well, there's rural doctors and urban doctors. We can't be separating the both and dealing with the both. Again, she failed to recognize and probably simply doesn't understand that we're dealing with business. I think your reporter actually, in capturing the information that she did, exposed what is a very great ignorance on this issue within the current government. This rural issue of pharmacy and a couple of the people that they spoke to out there, and they were just residents of the area, I assume, who are patrons of that pharmacy, spoke very clearly. One woman said, they'll take this, they'll take the post office, and then they'll tell us when we can go in and out of St. John's. That's where this stuff comes from. It's a very passionate and real situation.
Mm-hmm.
You asked this morning about the campaign that you expected from pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
65 business owners and pharmacy owners in this province have been, I would say, very expressive on your programs relative to this particular issue over the past 3 months. A 3.5 year old organization of small business people, of pharmacists that are trying to say, hey, we're out here and we need a situation dealt with because this is another problem, particularly for rural areas. At the same time, we have urban pharmacies in inner city neighborhoods who face exactly the same situation. Mm-hmm. There is, we have done, I think, that is to say, the members of this group who, in their own way, and I don't know if I call it political, I don't know if that's exactly how it operates, but they speak to 500, 600, 1,000 people a week. They are the people that they serve every day, the people that they counsel every day, and they are committed people to their communities. And
I think maybe we're in referencing this particular issue this morning, and I've also referenced the Lower Churchill or Muskrat the same way. I think it's this campaign. This campaign doesn't seem to have much sticking to it. There doesn't seem to be, I don't know, it's just pretty flat, isn't it?
From a media perspective, I would agree with you. I would say that's the case. However, and I mentioned this to Bill Rowe the other evening, what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling, as I guess a person that's always been interested in all issues in our province, I'm hearing a very, very strong rumbling, but the rumbling is happening within the communities. The rumblings are happening at their own level, and they're dealing with things, I guess, their own way or the best way that they can. I think one of the problems with these issues, Randy, has somewhat happened from the media itself, in that these particular issues, both of them, if we take Muskrat Falls and pharmacy, both have been continually called difficult, complicated,
challenging, all that good stuff.
You know what I mean? As opposed to, okay, your pharmacy is not going to be here in your rural community anymore. It's going to close, or your light bills are going to double. Mm-hmm. They're very significant, straightforward, simple messages that impact everybody's life. They can be made complicated, and I think that on the pharmacy side of things, Tom Marshall has done an extremely good job in complicating it. From our people and the people who are out serving the communities in their pharmacies, those are the ones that will continue to serve them after the election. This issue is not complicated. It's a relationship between them and their community and their patients. And I think that, it's a very heartfelt issue as opposed to politicos, regardless of who they are, wanting to go out and express political opinions on something that after October 11th means nothing to service delivery in these rural communities. But if we took the complicated and difficult and all that away from that, I think we might see more genuine response from people who would just come up to me if I'm out at the supermarket and make a comment on Muskrat Falls or make a comment on the pharmacy issue. And the fishery, you hear the fishery all the time. I speak to people all the time on it. And that was another one, Randy, by the way. Fishery is another one we put in that category as complicated, can't deal with it, can't get our heads around it. Yeah. Maybe we should just make things simple. It comes down to employment, survival, service, a reasonable way of life, treating rural areas with the respect they deserve with the resources that they have, and understand that there's going to be a problem when the difference is 30% unemployment versus 6%.
I gotta end right there. Thanks, Sue.
Thank you very much.
Good to talk with you.
You too.
Take care. Bye-bye.